Welcome back, friends. I'm so happy you're with me. I hope you're enjoying this series, and today will be another short, great Pilates lesson, working with our hip strength. So activating into the glutes again, so important. The glutes, if you understand more of what they do in terms of how they stabilize your back, this starts to make more and more sense. So if you have a lot of extension in your low spine, if your pelvis is tipped forward, if you feel you have a lot of resistance and pressure and compression in your low back, then the glutes can be a great force to help bring the pelvis back under and to lengthen the low spine. So a lot of times in terms of low back pain, we need to strengthen the glutes. In terms of just good movement, sport function, and all the things we love to do in our day with walking and dancing and skiing and all of the things, glutes are just super important. So that's where we start today. And then after our glute exercise, which is called heel squeeze or heel squeeze prone, we're going to do a little bit of side bending preparation work. So some stabilizing through the shoulders. I hope you'll enjoy. So we're going to come down onto our front to begin. This exercise can be, it looks fairly simple. It's really about how you are thinking about the activation of those glute muscles while you do this isometric squeeze. So the muscles won't be shortening once we're in place. They're just going to hold and squeeze or contract and release about 5 to 8 times. So if you bring yourself over to your tummy, we want to allow the spine to find some support here. So a little bit, again, of that pelvis down the back of the legs feeling, the pubic bone towards the belly button. So a little pelvic tilt. And in this exercise, your fingers can come underneath your forehead. Allow your head to rest on the backs of your hands. I'm going to have my knees slightly turned out, bend them, and let my heels come together in the air over my knees. So my feet are flexed, my heels are together. So think about, first of all, stabilizing your shoulders away from your ears. Try to create a little more of that pelvic tilt feeling. So pubic bone down, navel up. And you'll activate and start to sense right into those upper hamstring glutes. From here, we just squeeze. So I want you to connect the heels, squeeze the legs from your seat, and then release the tension. Do it again. Stabilize the shoulders, squeeze the heels, and release the tension. And you might notice one leg squeezes more. Again, squeeze. Can you feel both seats working, your left glute and your right? Release the tension. Again, exhale, squeeze. Abdominals are gathered in and up. Release the tension. Twice again. So be careful you're not pushing the belly down. We feel that support as we connect into our seat, upper hamstrings. Release the tension one more time. Exhale, squeeze. And release the tension. Good. Stretch your legs out nice and long. Keep them extended out back. Bend your elbows. We're going to just review what we did a few classes ago in our swan dive prep before we move on. So hands will be outside the shoulders. Shoulders loop onto the back. Keep your legs strong. Press into your hands and start to lengthen and lift head and chest forward. From here, take a breath. Push a little bit more into the heels of your hands. Draw your chest forward and up. We come a little higher. Breathe. And then exhale and lengthen back down. So you don't have to go as far as me. And remember, if it's too compressive, you take your hands farther forward. Inhale, loop your shoulders back. Keep those legs strong, really important. Start to lengthen your head and chest forward and softly up. Take a breath. Press into the hands, heels of the hands, connect those shoulders down and back, and come up a little bit higher. Breathe in. And as you come down, think of pulling yourself down. It's like traction back to the floor. Beautiful. Here we come up. You can give a little press and back. Take an exhale here. And then inhale, ripple forward. Okay, good job. So we're coming into side bend prep. So we needed to have our glutes woken up as well as those shoulder stabilizers, which you just explored. For side bend, we're allowing that underneath side scapula to really be our strong anchor. And then again, those underneath side hips to be helping us to lift up. So for the prep exercise, I have my knees bent, my feet are in line with my bum. You could play with this positioning. You don't want to have your feet too close to you. So it's more like a triangle. Stabilize the shoulder and find that shoulder blade sliding down. My fingers are pointing straight forward towards the end of the mat. So you feel this activation already. Now, as you inhale, reach the top arm up. And as you exhale, press into that bottom hand, reach with your top and lift your hips, allowing your hips to come forward. Then take your hips back and lower the arm down. Try it again. Stabilize the shoulder, lift the top arm, take breath. Exhale, press into the hand, drive the hips forward. And then take your hips back and arm down. Good. Now we're going to take the top leg and rotate it so that it's turned up and back and the foot comes in front of the bottom foot. Now be careful you haven't rotated back into your seat. So this rotation is just the leg bone. The rest of the move is the same. We're going to reach up through the top arm, stabilize with that underneath side, push now into your foot and lift your hips a little higher, allowing yourself to find a side bend. Inhale, the arm comes up. Exhale, the hips come down. So we want to use this strength of the foot, use the strength of the side. Ready? One more time. Inhale, reach. Push into the foot. Exhale, lift your hips. You can be on that bottom knee for now. Good. And then go a little higher. Over we go. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower your pelvis. Okay, let's try our second side. So this is a preparatory move for a larger range of motion where we take the legs completely off the floor. So for today, we're keeping them down. Step one, the knees together, the feet together. Find it in a triangular pose. Fingers pointing away from you. Here's that shoulder stable down your back as if we were doing that swan dive. Can you feel kind of the similar connection there? Underneath side waist is strong and active. As you inhale, reach your top arm. As you exhale, push away from the floor. Drive your hips forward. And then take your hips back like you're sitting back down, which you are, and the hand returns. Inhale, stabilize the shoulders, long spine. Exhale, push and come on up. Inhale, lower your hips, so send the hip joints back and then lower the arm. Good. Second version, a little more side bending will be involved. We'll change the leg position so that top leg rotates up. Be careful you don't rotate your pelvis. If the hand again feels wrong, you can play with it a little farther forward or back, but ideally aligned with your shoulder and hip on a straight line is usually right about where it should be. Okay. Engage your core, lengthen your spine. Inhale, reach the top arm. Push into your front foot. There's your kind of gas pedal. Press the hips forward and then allow yourself to come over in a bigger shape. Inhale, return, arm up. Exhale, hips go back. Stabilize. Inhale, reach. Press into the foot. Exhale, over you go. Inhale back to our tall, long T position, and then exhale, hips down. Ooh, and let that go. All right, circle it out. Bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, press them forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let that go. One more time. Take the opposite interlace, press the hands forward. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, let that go. Good job. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Take good care. See you soon.